Welcome everyone again to another episode of the Aldoa Edge. I see some people trickling in, so we'll wait another 10, 20, 30 seconds before kicking it off. Uh, Hope everyone's week is going well. Start of March. Meredith, thanks for joining. And Kathleen, nice to see you again. We'll give a few more seconds. And I guess while people are going in, I'll give my quick intro that we've been given. But again, this is another episode of the Aldoa Edge. And really, the point of this series is just to talk to people about what we've learned here at Aldoa from our quite literally thousands of conversations with consulting and engineering firms. Speaking to companies across the spectrum, whether it's geotechnical, environmental, structural, surveying, land development, civil engineering. We have some customers across all of those slices of the larger engineering market, and we hear a lot of the same complaints as it relates to running their companies, finding and leveraging good software, knowing what to buy, knowing what the issues are that plague these businesses. And I think one of the important parts about this is just knowing that you are not alone when it comes to this. If you're running a small, mid-size engineering company, an environmental consultant, whatever it may be, and you're saying, how are my competitors doing this efficiently and accurately and without as much headache and pulling out my hair? Chances are they are not. And we love to sort of share both what we learn from speaking to people in the market and also what we're doing here at Aldoa. And again, Aldoa, we are a modern software company building project management, financial tracking, and some really cool workflow functions when it comes to collecting data in the field and using that data to generate technical reports. We are focused on building software that makes your lives easier, both from a back office perspective, a front office perspective, scientists, engineers, accountants, firm owners, you name it. So again, if anyone has any questions, comments, wants us to hear and talk about another topic, shoot me an email at adam@aldoa.com. That is adam@aldoa.com. And if you want to see what we're building, go to our website, aldoa.com, just aldoa.com, and request a demo. Get in front of us, talk to us about your problems. I think that's long enough to wait for everyone to trickle in. Thanks for joining, and I'm going to kick it off. And today, I am going to talk about field data collection, which is a very hot topic nowadays. It's something that we have been building solutions for here at Aldoa for the past couple of months. And we spent the first few episodes of this series talking about sort of project management, resource management, capacity planning, budget tracking in real time. And, I think that while that stuff is incredibly important to running your business, it's not as fun to talk about as why you all got your degrees in engineering or hydrology or geology. It's really to do the work at hand. And collecting data in the field, whether that is a simple property condition assessment, whether that's a phase one ESA, whether that is soil boring logs or concrete cylinder sampling or something a little bit more in-depth and verticalized to your piece of the engineering stack, it is not a fun process, especially given the tools that companies have today. We hear a lot from our customers on this point, and maybe I'll talk about four or five of the biggest headaches when it comes to collecting data in the field. And then I'll talk about sort of solutions and reasons why those headaches go away using modern software. I'll give a very, very quick sneak peek at what we've been building here at Aldoa as it relates to collecting data in the field and aggregating that data back in the office to generate standardized final reports for your clients. So let me kick it off just with sort of what we hear from the market. And again, this is sort of unbiased. We talk to customers across the engineering world, and we hear a few of the same complaints over and over. The first one is it takes too long to get field notes and observations back to the office. And if your notes and your data that you collect in the field live on paper or even on, a field technician's iPhone, it's not getting back to project managers or business owners until that field crew is back at their computer or at the office. And we've heard countless complaints of this taking a week. If the field crew is staffed Monday through Friday and they're doing sampling on Monday, you might not get that report back until a week from that Monday and the following week. And if a client is calling you and saying, hey, we saw you were on site last Monday, it's been 4 days. Where's the data? Where's the report? This is holding up sort of a much larger process at hand. That's a real problem for you and your business. And that's something that software can really help alleviate. So that's one of the big pieces here. A second one is having to spend the time on double entry and manual input. And again, I know that there are some companies who are transitioning, and a lot of companies we speak to are starting to transition more towards software and tablet and mobile data collection. There are a lot of businesses in the US, though, that focus on this engineering world. If you are still using pen and paper and you are transcribing your pen and paper notes back at the office manually or scanning documents, that is just a waste of time. And we are starting to see in the market people finally understanding that of it's just these little inefficiencies add up like sort of paper cuts. That is one of them where, again, even if it's 15, 20 minutes a day, that adds up to a lot of wasted time. And I'll touch on that in a little bit. Let's talk about consolidating your data, which I think is another piece that people don't really think about until you have everyone sort of just like rifling through different folders, trying to find documents all scattered across the place. So we're talking about this data aggregation layer, right? And having everyone put their data in a shared folder and making sure people can find things seems simple until you try it, and it's not. Having field notes in one location, sampling data in another, pictures in a third location, having certain employees forget to upload information. It's just a mess. You need structure. Find your documents in the same place every time, and it will streamline things dramatically. And again, it's these little things that really add up and make business owners pull out their hair. I'd say the last piece going forward on this structure side of things, it's similar, but it's the structure and standardization for your clients. And so if you're not using a form template, every field tech's notes or every engineer who's on site's notes will look different. And we're not even talking about bad handwriting here, which is a problem on its own. Just the fact that people are taking sort of different layouts of structured information makes it incredibly difficult to create standardized deliverables for your clients. I know I've talked about this before in previous episodes. I spent some time in the real estate world, and one of the biggest critiques from real estate development and construction clients is not having standardized deliverables where they know exactly where to look for the data and the conclusions they need. We've talked to, folks who are getting phase 1 environmental site assessments, and they just don't know where to look for the report, for the recommendation. It could be the first page for one consultant and the 10th page for another. The same can be said for a variety of different reports, and it's something that just doesn't provide the best experience for your clients. So using software to collect data in the field basically eliminates all of these problems. It is not, a cure-all for all of the problems of your business, but this is something where inefficiency really piles up and you just don't have to do it. I guess going through and sort of touching on those 4 points I just mentioned of how software solves those issues. First of all, with regards to the delays, right, that you're getting in the office, data that you collect in the field, if you're using a tablet, a mobile device, software that's built for it, it's uploaded instantly back to the office. You don't need to wait a day or a week for people in the field to get back to their computer or type up the notes. It is immediately available. That's a big deal. On that note, there's also no more double entry, right? Spending that extra 30 minutes a day just typing up field notes, that adds up. We've talked to companies that don't bill for that. They say, hey, field technician or engineer, like when you get back home 7 p.m. after a long day, I know it sucks, type up your notes. That's part of the process, and that's what you have to do to work for this company. If that's the case for your firm, and even let's say a conservative entry-level billable rate is $100 an hour. That's conservative. Spending 30 minutes a day for 20 working days a month is $1,000 of wasted time that you could be billing for. It's $12,000 a year that the business loses out on just for double entry. That's substantial. But again, I really do want to come back to this point of, in my opinion, and in the customers we talk to, and again, we also speak to our customers, people in oil and gas and energy and sort of municipalities that are hiring engineers and consultants. The biggest benefit for them and what makes them keep coming back to you for more and more work is standardization. So we can talk about the standardization that benefits you as a company just with having everything stored in the cloud. You have one place to log in. You can find everything that relates to a project in 2 clicks, notes, documents, pictures, whatever. It's all there. It's easy to find. But your clients will really thank you for standardized reports because once you collect data in the field, these sort of intelligent field data collection solutions can push that data directly back to the office so that you can leverage it for the final deliverables that your clients are reading, which A, saves you a ton of time. It makes them happy because they are seeing the same reports every single time, wins you more repeat business, and you can take some of that saved time and repurpose it towards new clients and new projects. So that's really a very high level overview of what we're hearing as regards to sort of the pain of field data collection. And I wanted to give, again, this is going to be a pretty quick sneak peek of what we're building here at Aldoa on the field data collection side. If anyone wants to take a deeper look, I'm trying not to show everything here just for competitive reasons, but we built some really powerful tools that enable your field workers to collect data directly from the field. They don't need to buy any more devices. They can use their mobile phone, any phone, anywhere, create custom form templates, collect that data, and use it to generate reports and aggregate that data in one central place back at the office. So let me share that quickly. Again, if you are not new to the show here, you will know what Aldoa looks like. And again, we are the all-in-one cloud-based project management, financial tracking, and workflow solution. I'm going to go into my settings page quickly and just show you sort of some forms that we can set up, right? And if I go into, let's say, Adam's field notes, right? This is my field notes. It's just a random form that I'm setting up. I can set up in the software ahead of time what fields I want to collect when I'm on site, right? So I can include, I have my project name here or the company name. I have my project number, project type, and I've created sort of custom tables and figures. And you can do this all on the fly as well. And this I'm just making up as a property questionnaire table, right? And again, you can click it open. You can see that you can change all of these. You can move the sort of the order of them as well. Like if I want site contact name to be first, very easy, drag and drop, everything updates in real time. We are very much focused on UI and user experience here because we do not want you to have to learn new software. If we can make that as quick, as efficient as possible, it's important. But going back to this, you can sort of generate forms for your field technicians, staff scientists, engineers, land development firms, whoever is in the field, to be able to open up these forms directly on their tablet or their mobile device, right? And again, we have a lot of fields, and you can set up additional fields as well. So once this is done, and again, I'm not going to go through this in full detail, but you can actually set up how you want that final deliverable to look. So again, this is just drag and drop. If I want the name of the company to go top right, top left, wherever I want to go, very easy to move, drag things around, put my property questionnaire table right here in the middle. And again, you can add your company logo. You can make this look nice, add new pages, cover pages, sort of make it in an Excel looking format, whatever you need. And you can do this for all of the sort of reports that you're collecting in the field. So how does this actually work in action? I'm going to go to one of my projects. This is a Shelter Haven engineering project. It's a fake project I've set up in my database. You can see sort of a picture, property. You can see my team members, etc. I'm going to go to this field data collection piece. And I'm going to set up very quickly what this sort of project looks like on a field data collection perspective. So let's say we have sort of 2 locations that we're working on the site. We have an area of concern 1, which is, northeast corner of the site. I can save this. I can find, different, let's find and again, this is integrated with Google Maps. I can come over here and I can just click on the map. You can see the lat and long update automatically. So let me go find something here. Again, we're going to pick Dunham Road. Boom, latitude and longitude get updated. Save and continue. You can upload site photos, site plans, anything. I'll skip this for now. And again, we have this integrated view with Google Maps, so you can see in real time this sort of location. Now I'm going to add a new location, and this is going to be area of concern 2, and this is the southwest corner of the site. Save and continue, and again, I'll just come over here and I'll pick another site. So go over here. This is going to be the second site. Save, continue. Great. I have my 2 areas set up very quickly using Google Maps integration. And now, I have sort of setting up the structure of this aggregation layer that lives back at the office, right? So now as I set up my forms, I can associate them not just with the project, but with a specific point on the map, which is really important if you're doing soil boring logs or well sampling or things that have really specific lat and long. I know that this is very important to you. Now, I showed you in the settings page, sort of setting up these forms. And again, I'm just going to add that form to this project, right? So I have Adam's field notes, which we all set up together. This is sort of what it looks like, right? So I have my type, I have my name, project number, etc. And I can just set up my site contact name, property description, etc. And I also want to show you, like, obviously I'm doing this on a computer. You'd probably be doing this in the field, right? So let's make my screen a little smaller, and I'm going to go into mobile view. So if you can see this, again, this is just sort of for demo purposes. This is what Aldoa looks like when you're in the field on your mobile device. And I can just go into this top left-hand corner and go to field, and I can add a new form. So I can say, let me go to this project, which is the Shelter Haven Engineering. Select a template that I already set up of Adam's field notes. I'm going to add this form. You can see that we have sort of the approval process set up, which is a big piece of this we haven't talked about, is being able to sort of send this off for approval or review once you've actually submitted it. But again, this is very, very simple. I auto-populate all of the fields that you don't want your field text to worry about. You don't need them to type in the name of the project. We have that already. Same with the project number. This is a project type, which obviously right here is a random string of numbers. You can set this up to be a property condition assessment, phase 1, whatever sort of the type of service you're doing. So all of the fields that you don't want them to have to deal with, set them up automatically. And that's really the power of having this platform that stores all of your data, right? That's sort of the smart data fields. But then there's certain things that you want them to fill out in the field. These are very simple text fields. So I can say, site contact name, I'll put in my own name here. Property description, we'll say, 2 areas of concern with dense PCE contamination. Site contact phone number, I'll put in a fake number for this. And then inspection concerns, again, all of these fields are fully customized. This is just a sort of boilerplate table I put together, but you might want to do this for a soil boring log. You might want to do this for a PCA, a phase 1, whatever it may be. You can set all of this up. And also we have sort of a onboarding and implementation team that can help set this up as well. And again, one of the other powers, you saw me set up those 2 areas of concern before. I can just select which one this is associated with. So this is area of concern 1, submit my report. Oh, inspection concerns. Again, probably a good point to point out that you can mark certain fields as mandatory. So if you have a field worker like myself just now who forgot to fill something out, it requires them to do so, so you're not missing any data. So inspection concerns, I'll say there was cracks in the concrete cap. I can submit this, and there we go. Form submitted. That is as simple as it is. Let me sort of zoom back out into my desktop view. So I'll make my screen a little bigger, go back to the home page on the desktop, go back into my Shelter Haven Engineering project, and I can see that this form was submitted. I can view this form and see exactly what information was done and collected on the site. This is really, really powerful stuff. I know I just went through it quickly, but imagine you have someone in the field who's typing these notes, they click submit, and your project manager gets notified in real time that these notes get pushed back into the database. It takes them 3 clicks to find it, and they can see exactly the information stored here and use it to generate final reports. That is really the power of what we're talking about here. I know I went through pretty quickly. I don't want to give a full deep dive. We have a lot more planned on this. We're building right now speech to text because I know some people are using, gloves in the field. It might be some bad conditions. You can just talk into your device and say, hey, for the area of concern field, type in the following and have all that auto-populated for you. And again, push directly to that project manager back at the office. Really powerful stuff. We're really excited about it. And we'll be doing a few more webinars down the road talking about sort of how that data can then be leveraged for the final reports and how to template documents and final deliverables so that your clients are very happy. I'll pause it here. Let's keep this one short and sweet, a good 20 minutes. Again, thank you all for coming. This was the Aldoa Edge, probably episode 3 or 4. I'm losing track already, but I really appreciate everyone turning out. And if you want to see more about this, if you want to learn how field data collection works with your own sort of staff and how we can customize things around the very vertical specific forms and data you're collecting, reach out to us. Just go to our website, www.aldoa.com, request a demo, and we will have a conversation and show you what we can do for you.